Hello everybody, how are we doing? Friday night, another week is over, basically. How is everybody? It's like 17 something degrees as well, so it's definitely a warm one. But yeah, how is everybody? You know what tonight is, obviously. It's another review, hopefully another fun show. We'll find out. We've got a fair bit to get through, a few things to critique, some things to praise. There's always something to praise, but there's definitely some things to get to it. But first of all, what is everyone's thoughts on this week's Impact? Alicia Fox. That was Alicia Fox. Or if you're referring to that one, then it is. Hey James, how are you, buddy? It was okay, yeah. Good to see you. Hello Maria, how are you? I do have some things I really want to critique on this show tonight. You're welcome. Yeah, it was Alicia Fox. She's here now and again, but her booking is strange. Bloody knackered after work this week, but I'm sound, man. I'm glad to hear, mate, but I know the feeling. Knackered. It's been a long week. It'd be a long week. It'd be a much better week if the weather had been a little bit more miserable, because then it would be a bit more of a chill. But it's been so damn warm and hot that it's felt weird to be outside. Not my particular cup of tea. Maria also says TNA was okay. I'm going to echo that. I think TNA was just okay. I don't think it was a overly great show. I think when you look at top to bottom, I think if you're being really honest, I don't think there was a lot of special on this show. Now, there's a few things on here that really annoys me. And there's some things I'm actually, you know what, let's see where it goes. Because there's some good aspects here, but yeah, it's a really weird one. I do have some of the advertised card, of course, for next week, so we will discuss that at the very end. But we'll get through the show, see what we can do, see what fun we can have, and see what you guys think, because anyway, that's what matters. All right, Billy, how are you? Guten Tag to you as well, sir. Or Buena Notte, Buenas noches, whichever language you prefer. Or just a simple good evening. There's whole lots of elements. I'm going to get out the way first in terms of the negative part that I want to address, because it does come up later in the show, but I want to get it over and done with so I don't have to come back to it. 10 years ago, TNA was still the best talent. TNA was still the best show in America for booking women. 8 years before that, TNA starts booking women as women's professional wrestlers properly. Good to see you, Matt. Hope you're doing really well. Fuck me, man. You are working a psycho run of shifts, mate. You need to take a good breather. I'm going to say this right now. from 2007 to 2018, when it came to women in North America being booked or even the world, TNA, in my opinion, was number one. 07 to 2018, maybe the early parts of 19 and 2020. 100%. TNA was the best promotion at booking women. Then it's Stardom. Then it just depends on whatever you want to say next, in my humble opinion. Because they actually flew the product so well, and it also flown right. It was flown by properly, is what I'm trying to say. You knew where everybody was on the card. No dismissal of a talent, but I'm just saying you knew who was your main event. You know who was the upper card getting into the main event. You knew who was the mid card. Then you knew who was on the undercard, and you knew who your enhancement talents were, or the development talent program wise. A new star would come in effectively, and they would go to the main event where they belong. No problem. Now, on the other hand, TNA has very good talent, 2 or 3 top talents, Dana fucking Brooke, and then a lot in between. I'm going to say this humbly. TNA needs to learn some valuable lessons from themselves. And here's why. Look at the community tab, and you'll see why I'm a little bit... You might think I'm actually annoyed. This is my like slightly upset, annoyed tone. And I'm going to come to that. Absolutely, Catherine. I'm going to come to that. I do not like... Now, I'm not going to be hypocritical in this circumstance, because I've criticised other promotions for this, and TNA are now doing it a lot now, and it's becoming very hard to enjoy it. They are having the exact same match, either on pay-per-view, on Impact TV, or a TV special, like what's coming up. I'm sorry, but you cannot keep booking Spitfire versus the Elegance faction. This is what people got pissed off at WCW about. This is what people got pissed off about when they kept booking New Day versus the Usos. And quite frankly, when you look at it in a nutshell, Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker kept coming up a lot in AEW. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't think so. I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm right. I think all in all, you're getting to the same point. Even WCW with the men, they kept booking Jericho versus Malenko. Now, on paper, 2 fantastic wrestlers. But at the same time, I want to see Jericho wrestle some dynamic talent that's different to Malenko. And I want to see Malenko get a different opponent. I'm not getting that. I'm getting the same thing. And it becomes so repetitive that eventually you're going to get people doing this. As an example, I'm going to use myself as an example. People are just going to do this. They're going to switch off. They're going to turn it off. And I'm sorry, but I do not want that to happen. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not. I'm being very serious. This is harmful to the product. This is harmful. They can't keep booking this. I'm sorry, but they physically cannot do this. They've got to start doing something new. There's lots of good talent in there. There's lots of young talent that you can build tag teams with. If that's what the aim is, build tag teams. Harley Hudson is right there. Give her a chance. But I can't I can't understand why they keep going back to this. And Maria, great example. Over repetitive of these four as well. It is dangerous. And no, I don't. She epitomizes what's wrong for me as a women's wrestler. Not because she's not a bad looking person or anything like that. She hasn't improved. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're. Please don't. I value the fact that you said you agreed. I'm glad that you understand. But please don't say it's only a small part of the show. Please don't. That's not fundamentally true. And you know this. Come on, you know better. Don't do this. Fundamentally, this is not right. It's wrong. It's not even, honestly, the WWE influence is certainly a possibility. But then what's AEW's excuse? You know what I mean? What's AEW's excuse? Like, there isn't one. Like, this is simply they refuse to pivot. Like, if you're going to have the Elegance factions as the Knockouts tag team champions, unfortunately I have to see this now. If that's your tag team champions, give them new opponents. Like, I've already come to terms with it, alright? They're the tag team champions. I don't like it, but they're the champions. I'm not the booker, so I can't change it. But if they're going to be the champions, can we have some new opposition, please? And I'm going to say this as well. Tommy Dreamer, you're the head of TNA's creative, right? You're the head of this. In the circumstance, in terms of the wrestling side of it, you're the head of this. Why are you not letting Dani Luna have a singles run? Dani Luna is a phenomenal singles talent. And if you don't believe me, go and watch her matches with Mina Shirakawa. She's incredible. How many tag teams do they have? Like 3 or 4? Not very many, though. Like, this is why I actually think they should go after that Caden and Katana. TNA, like, AEW don't need to improve, like, AEW don't need to make signings, right? AEW don't need to make signings. They've got a good roster. They need to focus on it. They need to focus on them. TNA needs signings. Giselle's actually not a TNA talent anymore. She begged for her release last year and they gave it to her. She's no longer under contract. Yeah, she quit before MLP returned. Yeah, she quit. The minute MLP was in discussions, Giselle begged for her release. I'm not saying they need to overflank the rosters and go crazy, but yeah, that's why she's a belt collector. For me, I don't think they should hold talent down, but TNA should be going after Shayna Baszler. Go after Kaden and Katana. Go straight for Dakota Kai, if you can. Priscilla Kelly, as you know, Gigi Dolan. AEW or TNA, go there. But TNA need women fast. Absolutely, Matt. Nail on the head. They need bulk to rotate and freshen up the storylines. Spot on. Because look at TNA's main event scene. Look at the main event women's scene. Like, I can't remember the last time I physically critiqued TNA's women's division. Now I have to, because we've gone from the days Gail Kim, Awesome Kong, Salinas, original LAX member, was incredible. Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, ODB, Daphne, God rest her soul, Roxy Laveau. Fucking what a woman in the ring. That's 8 already. That was 2007. Then you bring in the weirdo Raisha, not Raisha Saeed, she was incredible. The other one who tried to sue 1,000 people. Then you bring in Madison Rayne. You bring in TNA's WWE's former women's champion, Mickie James. You bring in Victoria. She goes by her name of Tara. Unfortunately, you bring in the absolute waste of space. You bring in the waste of space that's Lacey Von Erich, the worst women's professional wrestler of the 2010s. You bring in Taryn Terrell. You bring back Gail Kim from WWE. Oh, I mentioned Angelina Love. She was incredible. Angelina Love is still going. She's still going, by the way. I don't know. I think she's still in the NWA. She's doing work with the NWA last time I saw, and Velvet Sky is now back on commentary, which I'm glad. Abil, good to see you. Nick, good to see you. Guys, if you haven't, please go and subscribe to Nick's channel. He is live later tonight with his wife, Nikki. Really good podcasters. And check out Graps TV as well, if you like wrestling content. Angelina Love, she deserved that. She was really good. See all the women I've just named? That was TNA's Knockouts division between 2007 and 2013. Defy, nice. Look at TNA's Knockouts division 2015. It was still similar, but you brought in Havoc. You bring in Cody Rhodes' wife. Good talents. You bring in NWA Women's Champions. Fast forward 2019, Jordan Grace debuts in TNA. Giselle Shaw comes to TNA. 2020, Deonna Purrazzo comes to TNA. 2021, Dani Luna comes to TNA. Camille would be great in TNA. She should have went to TNA before she went to AEW. She should have went to TNA, then AEW. Because it's actually a natural step up. TNA have made so many mistakes. Oh, one more actually. One more amazing women's wrestler. In my opinion, there's 3. Killer Kelly, one of the best you can get out there in terms of character and work herself. The current champion, the legit current champion, Masha Slamovich. And then one of the most exciting, amazing talents that I can point on the mat, on the mic, Tasha Steelz. Serena Deeb at one point, I believe, was in TNA, but I can't remember how far back that was. Is Awesome Kong retired? She was doing stuff, but I think she is now. They done it better than anybody. Awesome Kong is one of the best I've ever seen. Truly special. If you look at a consistent period, TNA at one point had the best main event world title picture, the best women's division, the best tag teams, and the best high-flying light heavyweight division. That's not That's not me blowing smoke at TNA because I'm a TNA fan since day one. I'm being deadly serious. Nyla Rose, she is still under contract, yes, but she's just not getting used, which is weird. I know, I said hello to you. I said hello to you. When you dropped your comment, I said hello. Ooh. No. 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 Let's not. But this is the ultimate thing, and guys, don't just let me do all the talking here, right? I've been a TNA fan since 2002, since the very beginning. All right, but when you look at it as a whole, TNA are really getting women's talent wrong. They're letting them work. They're letting them work. You can't deny they're not letting women work their matches. They're giving them proper time. But the talent isn't good enough. I'm going to drop the links in. I'm going to do that just now. Hold on. But honest to God, you know how bad TNA is right now when it comes to women. Do you know how bad TNA is when it comes to women right now? Taylor Wilde is on the Dark Side of the Ring documentary. Is on the Dark Side of the Ring documentary for the Daphne episode. I quoted that saying it's great to see Taylor Wilde speaking about this. And it's great to see Taylor Wilde discussing Daphne, because Daphne is the most underrated women's wrestler you'll ever see when it comes to a gimmick. Ever. And I literally I tagged her in that saying it's great to see her, and under the same tweet I literally begged saying please come out of retirement and come back to TNA. I begged Taylor Wilde to come out of retirement. That's how fed up I am with some of these fucking idiots of what I call women's wrestlers. Begged her. Best women's talent CML, I want Rhea Ripley versus Persephone. Persephone is incredible. She had an amazing match at Wrestle Dynasty. Incredible Fatal 4-Way match. I think TNA still have the potential in the men's division. I'm not saying they don't, but TNA are good at balancing both. There is one chat in there that's actually quite shocked me. I don't think you guys can physically see it. No, you guys can't see it. There's actually a comment in the chat that I actually can't. I actually will not bring up on screen. It is my name, by the way, with the muscle emoji, but I'm not bringing that comment up. I actually am very... I don't know how you can name yourself that account. I'm sorry. I don't know how you can do that. That's mental. Good fucking question. She was booking the women's division. I'm not kidding. I'm saying this right now with passion. If Tony Khan gives the contract to Gail Kim to run the women's division, it's over. Because Gail Kim actually fucking values women's wrestling. Any company that gives the book to Gail Kim and says, you're in charge, that's it, that becomes the best women's division in the world. I am not kidding. WWE, AEW, CMLL, New Japan, Stardom, any company that goes, Gail Kim, 3-year contract or whatever. You can have matches whenever you want, but you are the head of women's creative. That's it. It's over. Because Gail Kim learned from the best booker when it came to women. The best person to book women was Dutch Mantell. Because he gave them a chance. The second is Fit Finlay. And if anyone argues why Fit Finlay, go back and watch the Ruthless Aggression episode. Even if you're not a fan of WWE, if you want to know why Victoria, Trish Stratus, Jazz, Gail Kim in early 2000s, if you want to know why they were so good at actually in-ring wrestling in 2004, go and watch that. Now, some parts of 2003 they were taken very seriously. The only reason that it went so badly wrong is they went so crazy on the Diva search. And that ruined everything for women until Beth Phoenix and Mickie James went to WWE. But I encourage you, watch that because you'll see why Fit Finlay is one of the best when it comes to women. He wasn't strictly the main overseer, but he was the main agent. But he went, you know what, we're going to treat you like a proper division. Let's wrestle. Dutch Mantell took it a whole step further. He made them a main event level division that had the highest segment on TNA that was only eclipsed by that weirdo Hulk Hogan. A 3.4. 3.4. Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong. TNA Knockouts Women's title match, because it was called Knockouts Women at the time. Two cans of Red Bull. This is not going to end well. Although, to be fair, I haven't had one of these in a while, so I should be okay. Yeah, last night's episode was okay. TNA is always a good watch, but now we need to call out a few things. Tony, the biggest simp in wrestling. I'm not sure if he is. I think there's one other person who really has to. I think one person really eclipses that. I know. Trust me, I'm okay. I'm alright. I promise I'll be alright. Ooh. Everyone else seems to be doing it. I know I did discuss it the other night because I did the tribute on Raw. The Raw episode I did the... No, it wasn't. It was the Dynamite tribute episode. Dynamite episode we did the tribute to Sabu. Oh. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to Sabu, this is a very sensitive subject. One second. I watched that this morning. They were live when TNA was on. I did watch that. I was very moved by that. It was a very good episode. I know a lot of people are going to have their own opinions, Is Sabu to blame? Is GCW to blame? Is Brett Lauderdale to blame? Is Joey Janela to blame? I think the circumstance is, and I agree with Matt, and it was really nice. Your YouTube channel seemed to hate me that night for about 20 minutes, but at least we sorted it. But I think Matt's right. We need to let more facts come out. I think for now we shouldn't be doing a blame game. We shouldn't be doing a blame game. But I think we should be treasuring the memory of Sabu. We should be treasuring his memory. Sabu is one of the greatest professional wrestlers that ever lived. And not just from an extreme wrestling standpoint. Genuine, actual wrestling matches. That man can go. Sorry, I rephrased that. That man could go. He is one of the greatest of all time. I think right now, questions need to be asked. I think this is a difference between blame game and solving the issues, figuring it out. We need to ask Joey Janela and Brett Lauderdale what physically happened, what they saw backstage. Now, Joey Janela apparently said that Sabu was in no condition to go. If that's the case, why are you letting him wrestle? Just say we're not doing the match. Joey Janela's got someone else. Sabu's going to do a speech. Like, this is what I would have done. Yes, 60 is so young. I'm going to come to all your comments in a second. Thank you. But this is what I'm going to say, and this is what I believe in. Joey Janela, I know you've got a match going on. You're committed to the job. If you are getting the word Sabu's not fit to go, here's a top tip, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, Sabu is not in a fit condition to go. However, we're going to get someone else for you tonight for your viewing pleasure because this match will still go ahead. How hard is that? How hard is that? Tell me where I'm telling lies. You've got a duty of care to that man. You've got a duty of care. All of you do. Yeah, work an injury angle. Like, here's a funny idea. Joey Janela goes to his hotel room and just hits him with a steel chair. And then someone just, I don't know, follows Joey Janela and saves Sabu. We get a brawl. Dustin Rhodes as Goldust versus Roddy Piper. They done a bloody brawl at WrestleMania 12 that went across California. Just go all the way across. Hotel, back to the arena. Someone's beating the crap out of Joey Janela. Sandman. Money. There should be no circumstance, but there were reports he was giving kratom, which is a... Well, you guys will know what kratom is, but I've got heavy pain in my back, but I won't take stuff like that. If he is taking that, or he's been made to take that, and then he's been taken to the ring, that's not healthy. It's not safe. Whatever's happened has gone horribly wrong. I watched the match on the PC. I didn't watch it there live. But whatever's gone wrong, instead of blaming people, let's let Sabu rest in peace. Let the facts be proven. And then let's honour his memory and let's move on. Because end of the day, I want to remember Sabu for the Barbed Wire Massacre versus Abyss. I want to remember Sabu for his WCW Nitro debut in 1995. Oh, it is. It is legal. It is legal, yeah. That's all we want to know. I want to remember Sabu for doing the Asai moonsaults on Rob Van Dam. I want to remember Sabu for destroying John Cena on Raw. I want to remember Sabu for his great matches versus Taz. I don't want to remember Sabu falling faceplant into a barbed wire cage that wasn't set up correctly. Because when you look at it, that didn't look set up correctly, in my opinion. I don't want to remember Sabu for flying out the ring and getting hurt, as he did in his last match. I want to remember Sabu for being the homicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu. Who, by the way, honoured kayfabe incredibly, like his uncle, the Sheik. Although the Sheik took kayfabe to his grave, essentially, where it became so bad for him. Like, it became really bad for him. I don't know. I don't know, Pinchy. I don't know. It was a sad day for wrestling the other night when Sabu passed away. He didn't even get to live his retirement. Imagine that. You've just retired. You want to spend time, I don't know, watching the product. Who knows what he would have done? But we never got anything. He isn't going to get that. Now, I'm saying this now. I know I went a little bit heavy on last night, and I'm gonna take back something that I said last night because I said it in the heat of the moment because of Sabu, and I love Sabu. I loved watching Sabu. He was one of my favorite wrestlers from ECW and that entire area, and just in general, I loved watching Sabu. I said last night in terms of like shutting down GCW and they're liable. I went gung ho. What I should have said was, let them investigate first, and if it is in fact they are liable, then something has to be done about them. But in the process right now, let people investigate thoroughly, let them resolve it, and let's actually see what happens. I know I am, but I don't want to be... You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely, a company eventually has to... If they are, in fact, liable, then absolutely. If they're not, then I've made myself look like a fucking idiot. But, end of the day, it's not good. It's not looking good. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to backtrack. What I said, I said. You know what? Yeah, what's the point? I said what I said. And if it happens to be that, well, we'll see what happens. But someone has to come out and own this. Someone's got to tell what happened. Because this is a... Yeah. This is a very sensitive subject. Look at shock deaths in the wrestling business over the past 25 years. There's 3 that stand out as ultimate shocks in different ways. Is it bad to say, Matt? I don't want to know. Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? You guys can be the authority on me being a twat for saying this, but does that sound like a bad thing that I've just said there that I actually don't want to know? Like, I don't want to know because it might actually be horrifying to have a realization about how he passed away or what led up to it. I'm glad I don't know. But all I know is he was in no fit condition. He shouldn't have been in the ring. It was an absolute stupid move. And someone's life is gone because of it. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, there's that establishment. James, very good comment. Yeah. Eventually, whenever it comes out, I'm probably going to react to it anyway. I'll probably do like a short reaction stream if and when information comes out. But I don't want to go into something that's going to end up down a rabbit hole that's going to get so fucked up. I guarantee you, Tony Khan will have contributed a lot to that, or will contribute to that. I hope it gets a bit of business just to help for his family, wherever the case may be. But I guarantee you, actually, I can 100% guarantee you, Jim Cornette, Chris Jericho, Tony Khan, RVD, Paul Heyman will be the massive contributors to that. Yeah, Abu, keep me posted. I've not switched my telly on. Janela said it himself. He was told that Sabu's in no fit condition to go. I bet I know why he's radio silent. Twat, cunt, cockwomble, prick, one of them. Paul Heyman being radio silent, on the other hand, it's very appropriate. Oh, new subscriber. Thank you, Herman. Pick one, they all work. A lot of reports claim there was some shady stuff behind the Sabu last match. Fernando, there's been a lot, but it's just not right. In fact, you know what? We may as well go through it. Sky, you asked a comment earlier on. Do I play League of Legends? I've never played it before, but a lot of people have told me to get into it. Oh yeah, he is. I think a lot of people want to hear Paul Heyman speak about it. To be honest, just remember, despite what he's done in ECW, this is Heyman specifically what I'm talking about. Sabu did mean a lot to him, despite some awkward moments. Ultimately, you're responsible for yourself, or is that too harsh? Yes, but if you're in no fit condition, your control dissipates. I think that's the only response I have to that. You are right, though. You are correct in that manner. So we've went from a heated rant on the knockouts division to Sabu. That's what you call keeping it relevant to TNA. Exactly, he wasn't in his right mind. Like, your head's gone. Anyone else have anything else you want to talk about before we get into this? Because I'm happy to keep going until we start reviewing this. There's no time limit on this stream, by the way. I'm happy to go through anything else if he's like. Otherwise, we can get into Impact if you want. Brian Pillman's death. Yeah. I was... Oh, if my memory serves me right, I was less than a year old when Brian Pillman died. Yeah, I was nearly 6 months old when Brian Pillman died. But it was a heart disease they had. That's what it was called. Atherosclerotic heart disease. Same reason as, you know what's sad? His dad died the same way. Brian Pillman died the same way that his dad died. They both had it. The difference is Brian Pillman's dad, his disease was detected. Brian's, yeah, me too. I was April '97. I was born. October '97 is when Brian Pillman passed away. In terms of, I know I said Tajiri's the most underrated wrestler of all time. Brian Pillman's in my top 3 for underrated. I love going back and watching his matches. I really wish I got to see Brian Pillman in my lifetime. I really do. If there was ever someone who was chaotically brilliant but can work you better than nearly anybody at the time, it's Brian Pillman. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can remove that comment before we carry on, because that name is still giving me a mad frenzy. I actually can't believe I'm timing them out, but I'm not kidding. That's their name. I can't take that name seriously. I just can't. If you guys can't see the name, then then I'm glad I can't post it, because if I post it in the chat, the channel will get shut down instantly. All right, how are you? Ah, see, now that is a profile pic. That is so cool. All I'm going to say is, Abul, actually, you know what, Abul, see in our group chat, I'm actually going to send you what the name was. James can see it. Yeah, I can't have that name on my channel. I'm sorry. I will not have that on my channel. Anybody in my chat is welcome, provided they all just have fun and respect it, but I will not tolerate that. I'm sorry, I can't have that. All they said was my name with the muscle emoji, but I can't have that. I'm sorry, but I don't know why you can... Yeah, YouTube didn't see it because of the name. I'm actually kind of glad. Anybody in my chat's welcome. Nobody in my chat... You're only banned if you come in spamming like crazy on the comments. I don't care if you have fun in the chat. It's if you start abusing people in the chat, or you do something disgusting, like, I can't tolerate that. like racial stuff or. But I'm not having someone in my chat come in with a name like that. I'm sorry. I will not do that. I will not tolerate it. I tolerate Billy not letting me forget about Gunther. I tolerate Billy because he knows how much I hate Pat McAfee. But I'm not going to tell Billy to piss off because at least he's using his own name. I am not having that name in my chat. Whoever you are, there's jokes, there's sick jokes. That's a horrific joke. You could be the nicest person in the world. That's the funny thing. But that's your account name. Oh, it's painful that he continues to not let me forget it, even though I was so true. Two seconds, folks. Anyway, let's get to Impact. 52 minutes in, we're now getting to Impact, which is actually okay. Show begins. Knockouts tag team action. Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford, formerly Alicia Fox, versus champion Masha Slamovich and Nikita Lyons. Now, I'm non-religious. But I respect the Jewish religion. I respect their beliefs. I'm not religious, but I personally don't care about religion because it's not my thing. I'm probably one of the few non-religious people you'll meet that doesn't actually care about religion. He just accepts it's there, gets on with his life, isn't affected by it. TNA felt like I was watching an episode of NXT. I wouldn't know. I can't remember the last time I watched NXT. I say that with truth. But yeah, so TNA opens with let's actually get the real opener. TNA opens with a graphic in honor of Sabu. Ladies and gentlemen, your fingers in the chat, please. We get a one finger salute, black screen image of Sabu or Terry Brunk. very good years, 1964, 2025. 60 is no age, but 60 is still a young age, no age to die, but we're thinking of you, Sabu. We are. After the show comes into screen, Tessa Blanchard makes her way to the ring, followed by her teammate Victoria Crawford, formerly Alicia Fox. Definitely not in Dodge, no. Yeah, I'm the same guy, basically. I'm the same. TNA Knockouts champion comes out first. Again, why are champions coming out first in these matches? All week that's been happening. And then NXT's, not even NXT star now because she's below that, Nikita Lyons comes out last with her unique moves. let's go through it quickly. Match begins. Blanchard and Lyons kicks off. Nikita Lyons proceeds to. Thanks for letting me know, Abel. Nikita Lyons proceeds to beat the living shit out of Tessa Blanchard. Catherine, that's very true. We get a very cringe set of kicks. Then we get an enziguri. And oh dear God. One of the weirdest Bronco Busters I've ever seen. A split-legged Bronco Buster. Ugh. Why would TNA want Nikita Lyons? Exactly. What has she got to offer? Nothing. This is my opinion of Nikita Lyons when it comes to her being able to wrestle properly.
Oh, God.
Because she bloody can't. Yeah, but she doesn't have the... See, because I'm that annoyed about it. That's been over my head. Yes, the original aspect of TNA for a joke was this, but luckily it's not that anymore, but yeah. They're not even worth it. Like, she's not worth it as a talent. I just don't like it. I have never seen her have one good match since she's been in professional wrestling. Not one. We get a tag in. Victoria Crawford comes in. Slamovich comes in. They're quite aggressive with each other, which is very effective. But then Tessa Blanchard ruins the match. Tessa Blanchard brings in a steel chair, gives it to Victoria Crawford, and they smack the champion with the chair. Jokes. The champion does the chair shot. Why would a babyface be hitting the heel with a steel chair in a match where they're on top? Makes no sense. And then Santino Marella comes out, says we're not going to end the match on a disqualification, we're going to end this right. And then he was Robbie E to TNA, he's Mr. Robert Stone to NXT. Why is he overruling Santino Marella? Santino Marella is the director of Authority. What is Robert Stone meant to be? He's got no power. What's he doing? Oh, God almighty. Good God almighty. Partnership. Oh, dear God. Tessa still win that title? Yeah, probably. Why is that NXT overruling? It is so bad. Like, it shouldn't be this. And then, just to add to it, Tessa Blanchard later in the show is going to have another segment that's going to make me laugh. So wait till we get to that. Oh God, like you guys are going to be pissing yourselves very shortly. Right. Yep. True. We get a sit-down interview with Cody Deaner. He won't. There's nothing for him to do in TNA. There's nothing there. It'd be weird for TNA to even have him signed on. Trust me. Even though he's still a good heel, it makes no sense. especially when their best heel is eventually presented on this show. I really want to. Yeah. Scody Diener sucks. Skip this, please. I will, but I'm going to say one lasting word. He should just be an agent. He should not be wrestling. I hope he loses at Under Siege. Back in the ring. Reece was right. Reece was right. Oh dear God, Reece was right. TNA booking the Good Hands in a competitive match is good for business. So is booking the Rascals against each other. Who'd have thought it? Me'd have thought it. Over to my correspondent, Kenobi. He agrees. Two of your best young tag teams. The Great Hands, managed by John Schuyler and Jason Hodge, managed by Mustafa Ali, who eventually comes out to the ring. Because Tasha Steelz is obviously the main work at ringside, versus the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. These are two of the best tag teams in TNA. Two of them. There's another few. They're actually good. This tag team division's actually got some really top potential if they let it go. Oh, Pinchy, you asked me a question earlier on, and I might disappoint you, but I'm going to give you the answer anyway. Where's your question? Hold on. Yeah. That one. I just want to get some very important information first. I'm going to give you a very wild stat, my friend, because you asked this question. What's your favorite beer? Now, I really like a Corona, but I've not had a drink in this long. And before anyone asks, I'm not an alcoholic. I just don't particularly like drinking alcohol. I was a social drinker whenever I was out like night outs with friends or a work thing. I was a social gatherer. I would only have like maybe one or two a year, maybe three, maximum four, like spread across the year. I would never go anything else. I'm not a fan of it. But I've had no alcohol since New Year's Day. Well, New Year's Eve last year. Nearly 500 days without alcohol. Excuse me. And I'm actually kind of glad about that. I won't have another drink of alcohol again in my life. Never. The Rascals should be TNA Tag Champs, said the Nemeth brothers. The only reason they have the belts is just for Nick could keep a belt and keep him happy. Yeah, he'll have a singles title soon, though. It's because they are. All alcohol are chemicals. So, tag team action. Great Hands versus the Rascals. Two great, exciting teams. Thanks, Abel. Means a lot. I like how we get a promo first from Schuyler. He talks really well. He says that the fans' reaction to Mustafa Ali has led to his recent downward spiral, which has actually been great for Mustafa Ali and his politician gimmick within Order 4. It's made him like an unhinged, more desperate, but very dismissed, reserved political character. I really like that, and this is why I said it, a month ago, even before that. Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana, actually it was a month ago. Mustafa Ali and Mike Santana are the two best singles talents in my full opinion in TNA right now. At the particular age that they should be building a main event roster around. They're the two best. It's the best feud TNA have done in over a year. And I will not change my mind on that. Nothing comes close. They need to be feuding for the World Championship. So Joe Hendry, even though you're on the thumbnail, fella, you need to lose your title to Mustafa Ali, please. And sooner rather than later. Yeah, WWE did miss the ball with him. That's a fumble. WWE did fumble Mustafa Ali, and I also said the same on the same show. WWE fumbled Mustafa Ali, and respectfully, AEW fumbled Mike Santana. Even Catherine will agree on that. Catherine will agree. Because Mike Santana went from tag team talent that wasn't really going anywhere. Truthfully, he wasn't going anywhere because they didn't have a plan for Santana. He goes to TNA, bets on himself, and he's probably the most over guy in the company, bar Jeff Hardy. He's so over. Mustafa Ali's the most over heel in terms of like the heel reactions, but they're right over there. Like, this is good. It's good to see talent thrive and they're actually being used. Not every talent, sadly, is going to succeed in every company. There's going to be specific companies where they succeed, or they might actually benefit really well. TNA with Mike Santana and Mustafa Ali, it will never be Joe versus Angle or Styles versus Daniels or Styles versus Angle or anything like that. Yes, similar to Christian in a way. Yeah, like when you look at it, Santana versus Ali will not be those top level feuds, or Storm versus Rude, right? But it's TNA's best feud in a very long time. They deserve a lot of praise for how they've booked this feud. I'm still going to hold my own. I was not particularly happy about the Ali offering drugs to that talent, but I liked what they've done since that because they've made it better. I stand on my laurels on that. I'm not going to change my opinion, but I still like what they're doing in the background. This match goes back and forth. You're about good 10-minute tag match. Good follow up. Yeah, they fumbled him hard, Abu. This is a good opening men's contest. It's not the opening contest of the night, but it's the opening men's contest. It's really good, fast pace. And shout out to the Rascals. The Rascals allowed the Great Hands to control the match in terms of leading the match. Really good by the babyfaces to let the heels lead. I liked it back and forth right at it. We still got the classic Rascals comeback. But then Mustafa Ali gets involved. The distraction benefits because the Great Hands get the win. And then after that, bang! Mustafa Ali batters the Rascals. Before, of course, Ace Austin comes out and then straight to commercial break. I'm liking the uncontrollable side of Mustafa Ali. It adds to his politician gimmick. It makes him so unique. In a way, yes, I would have preferred if it was Tasha Steelz. But I still like the post-match angle. The post-match angle was very well done. This part got a little bit weird though. This is something that TNA confuses me with. I want to get people's opinion on this about what happens. And I've seen WWE do this, I've seen AEW do this, but I just find it really strange. I don't think Ring of Honor has done it recently, but maybe someone can confirm this to me. But Ace Austin comes out for the save. TNA goes to a commercial break. And then Ace Austin goes backstage and moans. He moans and he's angry about what's happened with Ali attacking his friends. Why would you not just do it in the ring? You've got the next match anyway. Why would you go backstage? Like, please make that make sense. Someone please try and justify that to me. That made no sense. Oh, I've seen a lot of it. It's so damn weird. Speaking of women's, yeah, I want to see Tasha back in there. I really want. Now, I know this might sound cliche because factions do it. I really want, for a brief period, I want Order 4 to hold all the gold. I want Tasha to win the Knockouts title at some point again. I want Mustafa Ali to be world champion, then he drops it to Santana. I want the Great Hands to be tag champions. I want them to feud with the Rascals. It leads to them getting another run. I want to see Chris Bay come back and team with Ace Austin. They get the titles again. Then they go and get singles titles runs, similar to the Motorcycle Machine Guns. I want to see the Northern Armory pick up the tag titles. I want Elijah to get a tag title run with someone. Like I'm liking elements. Like I can see what I like is presented on this show, but you can make it so much better. Speaking of something that's not better, Stephanie Vancouver is an incredible pro wrestler, but Tasha Steelz is really good. No, I'm not saying everyone can. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying like those are the teams I would make champion. But you can do it in a way that's exciting. But he went after Ali in the ring. Ali fled. Check on Trey at ringside, but then after that, don't go back. Let him go and get help. Focus on the match. It just seems weird to just go back. It just seems a bit cheap for me, you know? But to answer this, Tasha Steelz is extremely good in the ring. Like her matches with Perazzo, Mickey James, Jordan Grace, Killer Kelly, Masha Slamovich. She had good matches with Taylor Wilde when Taylor Wilde returned to TNA in 2021, 2022. She also had good matches with Chelsea Green. She's a really good worker. Like really, really good. I think you would like Tasha Abel. I think you would. Speaking of what is really good, yeah, he's one quick lad. I'll give him that. Yo, actually, thanks for bringing him up because I want to praise something. I know the other night I was a little bit annoyed about the Zach Gowen match. And to be fair, I don't think it was necessary in 2025. I would have preferred him being used differently. But I actually really like that he got TV time presented at least. And I like the fact that NXT gave Myron Reed a lot of time on the mic. I liked his promo. I actually watched the promo on Twitter because I seen someone clip it and I actually quoted it. I love that he came out and said, I don't want to be judged on my disability. I want to be judged on my ability. You can like WWE, you can hate WWE, you can tolerate WWE, but if someone comes out like that and speaks from the heart like that, and it's warming to listen to, it's nice. I really liked his promo. I didn't actually know that he had a disability until evidently you can start hearing. Obviously, he does have some sort of speech thing there, and then he mentions he's got a hearing aid and he's deaf, and then he talks about it. I just love the heart on his sleeve passion. Like I think that's heartwarming. I actually really, really like that. So I actually am going to praise Myron Reed or Byron Reed. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what his exact name is, but only because it's the first time I've ever seen him. Wouldn't surprise me, Abel. I don't know why United are playing a full strength team. Stupid. Miles Bourne. Thank you. Miles Bourne. Elements of it. It's nice to see. It's really nice to see. So he had a good promo. It's actually one of my favourite promos of the week. True. Truth. Honest truth. Okay. Speaking of interesting, honest truth, we got a fatal four-way match, and TNA are actually doing it now as well. I'm not kidding. Look what the match is actually called. It's on the thumbnail. Look at this. This is a fatal four-way number one contenders match for the TNA title, international title. Can anyone guess what I think's wrong with this match? No, I love Ace Austin. The fact that Mance Warner's in this match and there's not even like a Leon Slater or Casey Navarro, who was excellent at Unbreakable. Oh, Matt Cardona's fine. Mance Warner shouldn't be in this match. It should be either Casey Navarro or Leon Slater. This was... Now, it's not because he's terrible. He's not. He's actually quite decent. But he actually offers nothing in this matchup. He offers nothing. TNA International Champion Steve Macklin, who was exactly who I said was going to win it as well. I predicted he was going to win it. It was nothing special at all. We didn't even get a... It'll be a decent title match. The winner was Matt Cardona. But, again, you're rewarding an indie talent over a TNA talent with a title shot. Why is Matt Cardona getting this title match instead of Ace Austin, for example, who's in this match? Why is Matt Cardona getting this title shot over Elijah? Matt Cardona walks into TNA and just gets title shots. Make that make sense. He walks into TNA and he gets title shots. He's not going to win them anyway, but still, why? What is the fucking point? Like, it seems so damn strange to me, you know? The match is actually quite good. I like what we get, which is really cool. Credit to Ace Austin here because he does go backstage and he does get an attack angle. He does get attacked by the Great Hands and Mustafa Ali. They beat the living crap out of him. He gets the living crap kicked out of him, and he does. He then gets pinned. Well, that's just how it is. One thing that's amazing about this match, I might be able to find it, but I'm going to keep it very brief because I don't want the stream to shut down. But let's see if I can find it. Because, well, we saw how awkward last week was. Can I find it? Can I find it? Can I find it? Exactly, James. Spot on. It's so damn weird. Here's a fun memory for everybody. This was actually a really good match as well. That's exactly what I was looking for, Guy. That finisher that Elijah's got, his version of the Tombstone Piledriver on the chair was absolutely dope. Try to find it. Also, shout out to Jeff Hardy. His ring gear is getting better and better. At least there is a bit of positive that's really good. Yeah, big flashback. Masha Slamovich is now 200 days as champion. Motorcycle Machine Guns from TNA Impact 2008 to 2K25. I really want that game. I really want a new Impact game. Somewhere. I've just seen the clip again. It's making me sick. The clip of Nikita Lyons with that stupid... Ugh. That move is so horrible. Oh, guys, look at this quote. Here's something that'll make you laugh. Look at this quote tweet by the Talking TNA account. Also, that positioning is so bad. She's coming right down on Tessa Blanchard's chest and her throat. TNA has banned excessive ass following last night's Impact. Oh, what comment? I'm not sure. She's on another platform a lot recently. I know, James. It's so funny. Right. Is that clip there that I'm looking for? Oh, okay. If you're playing 2K25, someone's actually added this to 2K25. I haven't got the game yet, but I'm actually going to download it on the PC very soon. But look at this. Not gonna lie, it's not my favorite TNA World Title design, but they did the big gold belt version really well. But I just love the original TNA World Title design. But I prefer it to this one, but I do like this design. But they did the world title, like the big gold belt, properly. Oh, I'll get that for if I'm playing the games. Absolutely, I'll have that as my world title. Let's see. All right, Fletch, how are you? I'm just glad that the Fatal 4-Way didn't end with a fucking a roll up. Right, where is that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to shit on that match too, unfortunately. El Grande Britishano. No, it's Portuguesiano because he's Portuguese. Guess it's not there. Oh, wait. Here. This right here is incredible. That for me was move of the night. That was the move of the night. That tombstone pile driver on a seated steel chair. Elijah, mate, you do Undertaker better than Damian Priest. But yes, the winner of this match was Matt Cardona. He did win with the radio silence. He will now go on to face the international champion, Steve Macklin. Good God Almighty! Good God Almighty! As God is my witness, he's broken in half. We get the confirmation that they are going to be the international title match, Matt Cardona versus Steve Macklin. And then after that, we get a ad read, because TNA love to do their ad reads. We get an ad read by Tom Hannafan. Again, I like Tom Hannafan, good commentator. Confirmation from Tom Hannafan that TNA has a Border Brawl show coming up. Absolutely, very good tombstone pile driver. Border Brawl, I'm pretty sure, basically means the Triple A show. TNA versus Triple A. Because obviously Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth, and Joe Hendry are advertised for this card. Steve better beat Matt Cardona. I don't think Cardona's going to win. But it is strange that he keeps getting title shots. This was obviously after commercial break, because they went to commercial after the Fatal 4-Way concluded. We then get a backstage segment by the liaison of TNA and NXT, Ariana Grace. She's not happy that her dad's authority got overturned. We'll go back to NXT then. And obviously she name drops Victoria Crawford and Tessa Blanchard. Blanchard appears, hits her. There's actually a possibility that she actually did have a bloody mouth because she really did hit her hard, apparently. The segment ends up there, but Ariana Grace, by the way, has begged for a match with Tessa Blanchard. Show of hands. Ariana Grace versus Tessa Blanchard won't be a good match. Wait, what match are you talking about? Cardona versus Macklin? That'll be a good match, but Cardona must not win. I am seriously begging guys in the chat, either you say skip or carry on. Actually, it's either skip or review for the next segment if you want to guess what's coming up next. I really want to skip the next segment. Please let me skip. I'm begging you, please let me skip. I do not want to review this next segment. I really don't want to review it. And I don't want to review it because this segment, for me, hurts Mike Santana. It hurts Mike Santana badly. Catherine, you evil bitch. Ariana Grace will not be a good match with anybody, I'm sorry. I've seen her wrestle. It's like watching a snail trying to race as a zebra. Fantastic, we can skip this. I am not reviewing First Class with O'Shea Jackson Jr. Why is this weirdo getting TV time on TNA? What the fuck? I absolutely hate this talking segment. First Class Penthouse, they bring in O'Shea Jackson, who was on the Rebellion pre-show. Mike Santana looks like an idiot, and now he's got to wrestle he has to wrestle Uncle Phil Jr. Flop dollar bills at Under Siege. Skipping this. Now, top corner, what time is it? Absolutely. It's Indi time. Izamir, does Dolph look like he has Elvis sideburns? In a little bit. He's still amazing to watch, though. But yes, James, you've landed it. It's Indi time. Not gonna lie, Indi Hartwell, You look amazing. Indi Hartwell, for a very long time, was playing second fiddle to Candice LeRae, and she wasn't getting anywhere. Like if you actually look at what Indi Hartwell was doing in NXT and WWE, she was basically just being made to be made. She was made there just to be the lackey or the backup to Candice LeRae. When Indi Hartwell is actually a very good in-ring wrestler. It's wild that she had very little to do in WWE. Like, and then eventually she does get the NXT Women's title and she gets injured sadly, so she's forced to vacate it. But you can't tell me Indi Hartwell is not good enough to be even on the WWE main women's roster. If you're willing to give time to Maxine Dupree, but yes, seriously, how can you not put faith in Indi Hartwell? Indi Hartwell versus Chelsea Green, for example, for the US title would have been so much better than Zelina Vega. As an example, Indi Hartwell is a wrestler's wrestler, and I'm so glad that she's now a double champion. This woman has the potential to do anything in the world. She's that good. She is that good. Well, she will be a double champion soon. I think she's got another title, but I know she does have one at the minute. This woman is the House of Glory Women's Champion. Solid matches recently where she's pulling it off one by one. Like, she knows how to work a match. She can sell a match. She gives you enjoyment that matters in pro wrestling. And WWE bumped her off. I'm glad TNA have got her. I hope she wins the Knockouts title at some point. I think they've got potential there. I think she's going to win it from Tessa. I do think Maria's right. Tessa Blanchard is still going to win the Knockouts title. I do think she's right. But I think Indi Hartwell is going to take it from her. You're not wrong, James. It needs a lot of fresh blood. Like a serious amount of fresh blood. Like 5 or 6 new talents need to be in that division pronto. Pronto. I'm glad that she's now in that position. She comes in. She's up against Kelsey Heather. Kelsey's actually good showing for her. Good talent. We get a lot of good back and forth technical wrestling as well between the two, so it's nice to see them work each other in that way. It's really nice. And then eventually it concludes cleverly with the Hurt Don't It, which actually, if you look at it, she's not directly copying Mercedes Moné with her finisher, but if you look at the way Indi Hartwell uses the Hurt Don't It move, that's exactly what Mercedes Moné should be doing with her own move, because it looks easier to use and still looks like it's going to hurt. Clever, smart way of working. Pinfall victory for the new star. Good to see. Straight, and then even better is we're still with her backstage following the commercial break. Straight into a backstage segment. She's talking to the camera about getting her first win. She's really pleased. And then who shows up? Tasha Steelz. So good. And I like the fact she takes the mick out of her, saying it's a cute promo, but she's got more important things to do, which is Tasha Steelz. So obviously she's the mouthpiece of the Order 4 when Mustafa's not around, and coincidentally Mustafa Ali was kicked out of the Impact Zone. We get a cut off, but this is not over yet. We're building to this match, which is good. Honestly, Guy, I don't know. It's subjective. It depends on what you think. In WWE, it's Stephanie Vacour or Chelsea Green. Actually, three: Vacour, Green, Io Sky. AEW, it's Toni Storm. TNA, actually, no, to be fair, AEW has a few other talents as well, besides Toni Storm that are up there. Deonna Purrazzo's the best in Ring of Honor, because that's where she is now, which is heartbreaking. TNA, Masha, Indi, Tasha, and even though she's a bitch, you have to say Tessa. But it's the manic side of it. Another women's match up next. Rosemary versus Xia Brookside. This is the third women's match of the show. A lot of women's segments on this show. I like this one. This was good. Overall, in general, it's fun time for the match. Gives them a bit of time to work with. We get a lot of mist. We get brass knuckles. Xia Brookside is becoming very dark and twisted. I think she's going to turn soon and join Rosemary. And if she does, I wonder if that will eventually bring back Su Yung. I wonder. I also like what TNA do here. After the match, we get the we get the TNA injury report. Steve Macklin suffered a minor skull fracture, lacerations, and extreme loss of blood, and then heads to another commercial break. Rosemary did win by disqualification. Ariana Grace challenges Tessa Blanchard to a match at Under Siege. It's approved by Robert Stone. We get a confrontation as it comes up to the contract signing for Battleground. TNA World Title match at NXT Battleground. Weird. Trick Williams will face Joe Hendry for the championship. Elijah accompanied Joe Hendry. Frankie Kazarian accompanied Trick Williams. The fucking crowd chanting "Whoop that Trick." He's a heel, you morons. And he's not even a TNA star. Fucking plebs. The crowd eventually goes crazy for Joe Hendry. the fact that this is a tag match as well, I'm going to say this, TNA Under Siege is going to be so bad to watch. There's not a lot of good matches on this card. I'm actually disappointed by it. I'm actually tempted to skip Under Siege. I feel bad for Canadians. They're having to get that card because it's actually really poor. And I'll show you the card after this. Because we get the main event. And the main event simply is what I said it was going to be. This main event, thank you TNA. Genuinely, thank you. Because that's what I've been waiting for. I was worried they weren't going to give them a chance. I was worried they weren't going to make an effort. I was worried we were going to get nothing out of it. And we got a fun, exciting, non-title main event. Because obviously there's no titles on the line. But Jeff Hardy and Nick Nemeth, they delivered in this main event. Start to finish. And this is the only time where I'm going to say very often, this is awesome chants were justified. This was awesome. These two haven't wrestled each other one-on-one since 2009 in a singles match, in an Extreme Rules match. They fought in just a standard one-on-one match, and they delivered. We got a Swanton Bomb counter. We get the Danger Zone countered as well into a Twist of Fate. We get the classic Let's Go Hardy chants. We get Nick Nemeth working the crowd as a heel. Both men chose to be exceptional. When they already do what they want at their best anyway, they chose to be even better. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Thank you for giving me this match because I've been wanting this for a long time and you delivered. And the post-match angle at least leads up to Under Siege where Jeff Hardy can't be present anyway. Leon Slater, we knew it was going to be him. Predictable. They're not going to win the tag titles, Hardy and Slater. But Matt Hardy teamed with Leon Slater is good for him to get even more over. Nick Nemeth is going to carry it. I'm going to say it now. Ryan Nemeth is going to get the pinfall. Probably on Matt Hardy because they won't want to bring down Leon Slater as much. But this match was good. If you haven't watched TNA this week, even if you just want to watch it for the main event, that's okay because the main event's worth it. Really good. Just to confirm as well, next week's show, the matches are advertised Ace Austin versus Mustafa Ali. Building that feud, thank you. Sami Callihan and Mike Santana versus First Boring. First Class, which is Flock Dollar and Casey Navarro. Santino Marella and Robert Stone are going to be in the ring having a debate. Again, why? What's the bloody point? And then, obviously, tag team action. Joe Hendry, the world champion, teams up with Elijah versus X Division champion Moose and Brian Myers of the System. That's all confirmed for next week. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been wild. For an okay show, we got a fun main event. We got a lot of women's involvement, but TNA Creative, take a hint. Start adding better women's talent, please, to the Knockouts division. And then we can say smiles all round. But you know what time it is. You guys know what time it is. Now, let's see. It's Chico time. Let's get the usual suspect up. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break because I need one. But I'll be back in just a minute, and then I think you guys know what we're going to do next. I'll be right back. And we're back. I thought you wouldn't like this because you said it should have been 10 minutes, because it being 10 minutes it was 10. Yes, but they made it feel like it was longer. That's what changed it for me. But it still should have been longer though. Best women's wrestler is Toni Storm. It's a fair thing to say. She's brilliant. Again, to be fair, it's subjective. Because everyone's going to have an opinion in the right way. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give a grand spanking 40 minutes. And this is your Q&A time. So, in 3, 2, begin. Now that the TNA review is over, anything you want to discuss, over to you, ladies and gentlemen. What a seriously fun show this has been tonight. The most fumbled wrestler in history. The most fumbled wrestler in history. Even though he was a world champion in one organization, I think the most fumbled wrestler in history is Mr. Anderson. When do you think Andre slowed down? 1988. For me, he slowed down after that WrestleMania match with Hogan. Probably because he had to work with that piece of shit. But yeah, 1988. Did you have Ricochet calling out Cheesehead on Twitter on your bink? I did not, and I had no idea he did that. That's weird. Of all things, Cheesehead. Yeah, seen that. Just seen it just now. Surely he did a dive there. Whatever's happened, I mean, there's nothing we're going to get from these games anyway. I mean, at least we've not done Tottenham. At least we didn't lose, but so badly. But we should have focused on perfect. Overturned is good. No. Who, Cheesehead? Just a wrestling gimmick. I mean, to be fair, anybody that goes through surgeries, I wish them well. I just don't like Hulk Hogan. He's a dick. But I suppose in circumstance to any professional wrestler or any human being, they go through big surgeries like that. A safe and speedy recovery would be nice for any human being. I just hate the man. Oh, that's a relief. And a shock. You want to know how weird Under Siege is? Here's some of the matches, by the way. That's a cool poster, right? I showed you that before. But here's some of the matches. 1, 2, and then you've now got the tag match that I've criticised. Ariana Grace versus Tessa Blanchard. Mike Santana versus Flop Dollar. Steve Macklin versus Matt Cardona for the international title. The Nemeth versus Matt Hardy and Leon Slater. And Eddie Edwards versus Cody Deaner. If Deaner wins, he gets a new TNA contract. Absolute insanity for a TV special. It's not a pay-per-view, it's just a TV special, but this is mental. They do. What I'll give them credit though is they do book it like a pay-per-view, but it's not a pay-per-view. Yeah, he did. When he hits his knee bad on the Swanton bomb counter. Not being funny, but Onana makes Taibi and Roy Carroll look world class. Oh, you're not wrong. Did you do a show of best and worst WrestleMania matches? I think everyone should get involved. It'll be fun. I did not, but you know what? That's a good idea. The only thing is, though, and I'm asking everybody because obviously this is going to be hard. I can't do that one alone. Like, realistically, I cannot do a show like that on my own. I'd be heavily biased, though. I'd be very heavily biased. Who should be the one to defeat Joe Hendry? Mustafa Ali. When do you think we see... Well, couple of weeks. He'll be back by Money in the Bank. The way it's going right now because their ratings are dropping. They're going to have, like... WWE are in such a weird phase, again, a weird phase for people that just aren't grasping it. Their ratings at the moment are going down. They're going to bring Cody back fast. Did you literally just say the aura alien? Are you telling me I haven't got any? Really? I mean, I would love to have Alien involved, Keen if he wants, but I think it's more than that. It's you need a whole variety. Like, this is where you're going to need, like, this would be great if it was a big panel show. Because then you can get, like, a nitty and gritty, in-depth, like, go for it. After the Hardys and Nemeth finish their program, what's next for both Matt and Jeff? I think they're going to feud with, I think you might see them do some singles stuff, but I think you might see them go back to the broken gimmick. I don't know if that's a good idea, though, but I'm not sure. I'm the final boss. Fair enough. I mean, I'm the Chaos Overlord. Are you watching Ric Flair's tribute to Steve Mongo McMichael on Collision tomorrow? Yes, I will be. I hope he doesn't do what he did at the his Hall of Fame speech for the Great Muta when he just rambled about nonsense. And I love the Great Muta and I respect Ric Flair's career, but literally Ric Flair spoke a shitload of nonsense. I hope he just does a proper tribute to McMichael. She's in the tag match with Spitfire against with Danny Luna, Spitfire versus the Elegance duo. Crazy thing is that I think if they're gonna do it, you have to do it against Order 4. I don't think you do it against System because it's just not fun. And the System are washed. I think they should go up against Eric Young and the Northern Armory as well, because they've got Leon Slater there, so it'd be quite good for him. I actually wonder what singles title he's going to hold first, X Division, or does he go after the international title? Because he is so good. Jeff Hardy has to win an X Division title before he leaves TNA. If he goes his entire TNA career like Sonjay Dutt, not winning the X Division title, they're a moron. The matches already. Are you talking about Spitfire versus the Elegance faction? They're already doing it. They're doing another title match at Under Siege. That's why I'm annoyed. Eric Young would be the perfect. Yeah, he would. It'd be so good. The World Class Maniac versus Broken Matt. That actually would be fun. Actually, that would be fun. Sonjay Dutt's still in. Sonjay Dutt's actually in AEW, and obviously we've now just seen that Cucurella's just scored for Chelsea. WWE legends to join TNA Wrestling according to Wrestle Talk. Let's see. 7 potential legends who can join TNA. Number 7, GBL. Please no. Number 6, Chavo Guerrero. He's been there. We don't want that. I don't want Chavo Guerrero to come back any longer. Like, there's no need. Saraya, I would take that. She would add star power to the women's division. Number 4, Tajiri. Wow. I mean, even for a little bit, Tajiri and TNA would be so cool. I love the broken gimmick, but I do agree. Chelsea needs the win tonight. You're not wrong. Maria Kanellis Bennett. I'll be surprised if she ever returns to TNA. There's nothing there for her. Number 2, RVD. Again, why? What's he got left to do in TNA? Nothing. Who's number 1 then? Mickey James. Nah, you can stay the fuck away. You chose to walk out on TNA. I don't want you coming back at all. You walked away after you got injured. You stay the fuck away. Saraya would add to the division really well. If you add more talents plus Saraya, I would take that. It would be so good. Tajiri and TNA would have been just imagine this if Tajiri had, after he left WWE in 05, 06, whenever he left WWE, imagine he went to TNA and he looked up in that X division at the time. The Army and EY versus the Hardys in the compound. No. Even though it makes sense, I hope they don't. I'd rather they just keep it in the ring. Just have some very good 6-man tag matches. We don't need to go back. I'm going to say this now. TNA should never do a match or a segment or a brawl at the compound again. Never. This is not good. This is horrible. Imagine Tajiri versus Christopher Daniels in the X Division. Or Kazarian. AJ, when he drops from the world title picture back to the X Division because he loves switching out. Like, even against Samoa Joe, Sabu in the X Division back then. Pete Williams. Oh, fuck me. It would have been amazing. Here's another thing as well. Tajiri's only 54. Ricochet is the most current fumbled wrestler. Is he? Are you sure? You're not going to say someone like... I'm surprised you're saying Ricochet. That's intriguing. I would have said LA Knight. Or even Nakamura. Do you remember Taka Michinoku? 100%. We mentioned his light division the other day. Mickey coming back, I wouldn't have a problem. I do. She should never return to TNA. Absolutely not. And I was at her first match after the injury, by the way. The Rev Pro match. And she was great. She never came back to TNA. I don't want her anywhere near TNA again. I don't care if she's a legend in the knockouts. No thanks. I wish Taylor Wilde came out of retirement and returned to that division. She chose to walk away from TNA after TNA gave her a title run and after giving her a title run and a push that she actually planned herself, and they fucked it up. They actually fucked up. She proposed the idea of the last rodeo, and she didn't even get to end it. It ended on injury, and she just walked away. She went to LFG, and now she's been sacked from it. Sorry, replaced. If you're a golf fan, golf news, Rory McIlroy has made 3 birdies and 4 holes to charge up the PGA Tour leaderboard. Come on, Rory. Yep. Mickie James, legend of the business. She is. Jesus Christ, she's horrible. She didn't fail. On what parameters did she fail? Unless I'm missing something, how did she fail? The only thing that maybe she shouldn't have done, which didn't help, was maybe where she won the World Championship. But I don't necessarily think she failed. I think talent around her could have done a lot better. But I don't think she necessarily failed at all. To be fair, some people also say the other way around. But the thing is, good talent, but in essence, she's difficult to come by. I remember her first run in TNA. Her very first run. She got lost in the shuffle. Here's a funny thing. Without Saraya, there's no Harley Cameron. There's no Sky Blue. There's no timeless Tony Storm. She did what a veteran did. Top 5 Gail Kim matches. Number 1, the one-on-one with Awesome Kong that set the Impact record, ratings record, before it got annoyingly replaced by Hogan. Number 2, the BFG Knockouts Battle Royal when she becomes the champion for the first time at Bound for Glory 2007. Number 3, her match versus Taryn Terrell, last woman standing. Number 4, her match with Deonna Purrazzo. Top tier. And number 5, her match. She had a great match with I liked her matches with Velvet Sky, but I wouldn't say they were her best matches, to be fair. So I would say number 5. Just because it stands out, just because of what circumstance, etc., and all that. She had a brilliant 6-person tag match with America's Most Wanted up against, which was weird. Actually, you know what? No, that's not never mind. She had a great match with Mickie James in 2013, actually, funnily enough. Yeah, that one. Should Mia Yim go back to TNA when her contract expires? She probably will, but I actually think Mia Yim should focus on other things. I think she should think about something else. Yeah, Octagon Jr. is still about. Her match at Full Gear was good. Because she actually made Britt Baker wrestle, because Britt Baker's an absolute prick. Top 5 Flying Brian matches. Numbers 1 and 2 straight away is his matches with Liger on the first Nitro and also their final pay-per-view match of 1994. His match against... he had an amazing match against Steve Austin. 1991. His match when he faced Ricky Steamboat. 1992. So that's 4. And then lastly, he had a very fun match that I really like with... Depends on if you think it's fun or not, but I did. He had a really fun match with Ultimo Dragon, which stands out for me. What championship has the most prestigious lineage? People are going to say the WWE title. I think the most prestigious, to be honest, is between that, the big gold belt, or the NWA World title. The NWA World title is the oldest title after all. Ultimo Dragon or Jushin Thunder Liger, both of them I absolutely adore. 2 of my favourite mass wrestlers of all time, but Jushin Thunder Liger is my favourite mass wrestler. The best mass wrestler I've ever seen. It's Liger for me. Will Julia Hart become AEW Women's World Champ by the end of the year? I don't think by the end of this year, but I think by next year she will be champion. Yeah, by 2026 she will be champion. New Japan's title is another one. Yep. To be fair, big gold belt is up there. TNA title is 25. TNA title is 18 years old now as well. It's got a good lineage. X Division title has been around for 23 years. The Intercontinental title, I think if you're going to have to be really honest, it's one of those, but you would have to say it's either the WWE title or the NWA title. Because they're the two oldest world titles, obviously. Hopefully never. Hopefully never. It's crazy, it's now gone past 10 o'clock. Fucking hell. No comment. No comment. I will be in severe pain, put it that way. Oh, of course he did. But I don't think he's therefore the most current, because you can arguably say, because right now Ricochet's not even better than Mustafa Ali or Santana. But Ricochet's right up there. I think if you had to do it, I think those two were far more fumbled. Top 5 Jim Ross commentary performances. Number 1 obviously is Hell in a Cell. The second Hell in a Cell when he does the "By God He's Broken in Half." Number 2 when he calls Eric Bischoff a bastard after WrestleMania 19. Number 3 when he viscerally hates on Triple H when he attacks Stone Cold. Number 4 when Sting becomes NWA champion for the first time. And number 5 has to be when Stone Cold beats Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. It has to be that. Who is the worst champion for any championship? Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. But this is another good shout. Jinder Mahal as WWE champion is the worst champion for any championship. Another one as well. Wow. Vince Russo, David Arquette, WCW champion. Oh dear God. And well, I'm refusing to say his name because it was that awful. But a certain TNA World Tag Team Champion who teamed up with Ron the Truth Killings in 2007. I know his name. I'm just refusing to say it because it was awful. All of the whole thing was awful. Well, even though Jinder Mahal was a boring champion, at least he could wrestle. Yes, Vince Russo is worse than Jinder. But the worst for the WWE title is Jinder Mahal. The WCW title lineage basically was in hell when the minute Arquette and Vince Russo won the title, you felt sorry for the likes of Booker T, Scott Steiner, who would then hold the title soon after. You felt physically sick. Because Jesus Christ. And even worse, they had fucking DDP help Arquette win the title. Imagine that. One of your most natural developed wrestlers has to help an actor win your championship. They should have just had DDP win the title, not David Arquette. 100% I build the voice of wrestling. JR will always be the voice of wrestling. After that, depending on your choices, but I would say Mike Tenay. Dom West. Bobby Heenan. Gorilla Monsoon. Jesse Ventura. Joey Styles. Tony Schiavone. Taz. And then lastly, I'm just naming my top 10 commentators. And then number 10, Paul Heyman. He was a commentator. He was a great commentator. I'm excited about Tatanka Jr.'s debut this Saturday. I forgot he was advertised. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, thanks for reminding me. I forgot. I just had a lot on my mind. Thanks for reminding me. What did you think of Abdullah the Butcher? Before my time, I watched his matches. The guy was an absolute animal. But wow. Incredible. I'm sorry, but I wasn't a fan of Jerry Lawler's commentary. I'm not saying he was bad, but he wasn't for me. Like, he did work with JR, but it just wasn't for me. I've said this before. I've got nothing against Jerry Lawler. Great partnership, but I think they did other things better. that didn't work for me. So I was like, ah. I would say he's outside the top 10 for me. I'd say top 15. I have him in the top 15, but he's not in my top 10. Abdullah the Butcher versus Hogan in New Japan was amazing. Honestly, that's because Hulk Hogan was told to work. It's crazy. Hulk Hogan, he still would have been over in America if he had just wrestled like he did in Japan. Like, I mean, properly work instead of just punch, eye rake, atomic drop, body slam, leg drop. That's true. That's true. That's why Bob Orton Senior got booted out of WWE in 2005 because he nearly gave it to the Undertaker. Exactly, Abu. You go to Japan, you have to work. Whew. What a show this has been. This has been a brilliant show tonight. I think what we'll do is we'll go just up till 1:15, so we'll go another 2 minutes and then I'll call it quits for the night because I'm going to go for a walk after this. Get a bit of fresh air. So we'll do 2 more questions and then we'll wrap up. It was his work with the original Sheik. Like, that's what people liked. It was the violence he had with the Sheik. It's what made him an attraction. It's what made both of them an attraction. The guy was wild, but he knew what he was doing. Like, he knew what he was doing. Right, 1 more question, then I'm off. Ooh. Who you hate more, New Jack or Hogan? I hate Hogan for how he is to people, but I hate what New Jack did to that teenager. That was disgusting. Hart family, the Von Erichs, Briscoes. Hart family, Von Erichs, the Briscoes. I think you could you say the Hardys? I think you can say the Hardys. And then I think fifth place is tied between the Anoa'i family and the Rhodes family, but I wouldn't say they're at the top. I loved the song. Like I really loved this song. I still listen to it every day. Near enough. Love the song. But I think the same. The original. That was better. You can't top the original version, but I did like this song. Really good. Perfect. And same for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'm going to get out here, but we are back tomorrow. Fun stream. So you'll see me tomorrow, and I know you're going to like this one. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night. Actually, yeah, fifth family, Guerreros. Then tied Rhodes family, Anoa'i family. Bye, guys.